Very glad day, friends. So this is Madhavi with you, another session on environment. So here we are to see this environmental organization. Friends, before starting this particular session, I would like to share some important information with you. There are lots of friends or my students who have asked about this description, how to view the description and how to view this things. So let me go to the new tab. I'm opening a YouTube, friends. So I'm typing in All India Civil Services Coaching Center, Tamil Nadu, and then I'm clicking it. See here, now we have AWBI video and my video. I'm going to this video. Even if you're opening in your phone, this is the same thing. And now I'm in this, below this, or in the phone, it will be above. So here I'm clicking show more. And see here, we have this PPT and PDF. So PPT and PDF, which has been shared for that particular class, is there in this show more. So whatever, so near the views, there will be something describing about this video. So in that, there will be something called a show more. Click that, and then you will be viewing all those things. All the PPT or PDF that have been shared with this particular thing. Okay, so that is about this particular video. And one more information I wanted to share, friends. There is lots of question papers available. If you see UPSC free, or I will type free UPSC material. Free UPSC materials. Just type in. You will be getting some free UPSC materials. And in that, if you get some test papers, download it and work it out. So all the test papers which are available for 2023 civil services, please download it from the net, or even there are certain Telegram channels. Friends, there are Telegram channels which has certain question papers. So they are issuing it free, or they're posting some other question papers wherever they are finding it, so that you can find it in the Telegram channels. If you are a part of the Telegram, you can be a part of the UPSC related channels and download those question papers from that. So this is one way, this is another way, and this is how you get the PPTs that I've shared with this particular videos. With that note, I will move on to my class. Friends, you may be asking, ma'am, எப்பதான் இந்த environment class முடிப்பீங்க அப்படின்னு கேட்கலாம். Friends, environment is a vast subject. I know. I have done some justice to this environmental classes, I suppose. So with this particular class, I'm winding up this environment sessions as such. And if any developments come in, I will pitch in with another class. But with this, I'm winding up the environment. I will be coming back with the science and technology current affairs classes and much more. If there is any developments or anything that I find important for you, for your 2023 and as well as your future civil services ambition or dreams. So 2023க்கு மட்டும் இல்லை, இது வந்து 2024க்கு எழுதுறவங்க, 2025க்கு எழுதுறவங்க எல்லாருக்குமே யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும். So remember, friends, every time you keep learning, and it's a great journey with you. So coming with this environmental organization presented by Madhavi. Now coming with this, there'll be lots of organization that have been developed by India. This you have to understand, friends. This is the area where always UPSC asks one or two questions, or 2 or 3 questions, or even 4 questions. And most of the time I felt there are things that I forget, or I miss, which if I would have studied, I would have made those answers. So படிச்சிருந்தேன்னா நல்லா எழுதிருப்பேனே அப்படின்னு தோன்ற மாதிரி ஒரு சப்ஜெக்ட் தான் இது. Because it's very dry and it's very factual. You may forget, or you may miss, or you may ignore this session. So please, since the session is made for you and this is available for you in the YouTube free, I think you can listen to this class, take notes, and done with it, revise it in the a few days before the exam, and that's all. That will help you, and it will improve your confidence level in the exams. Because இந்த மாதிரி ஆன்சர்ஸ் வந்து நீங்க போட்டீங்கன்னா உங்களோட கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ் லெவல் நிறைய இருக்கும். நீங்க and also this is where everybody miss and you may get edge. Okay, so அதனால வந்து நீங்க இந்த ஏரியா வந்து மிஸ் பண்ணாதீங்க. Whether it is an Indian organizations or international organizations related to environment, please do have a look at it. So this is about the Animal Welfare Board of India. Animal Welfare Board of India, I think you would have been very familiar with this because it was in news because of this Jallikattu issue. So what is this animal welfare? Animal welfare is the one which will help in providing the welfare of the animals. So இப்போ ஜல்லிக்கட்டுல பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஜல்லிக்கட்டுல வந்து அந்த புல் வந்து ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்படுது. It is being crucially treated அப்படின்ற மாதிரி ஒரு இது வந்து ஒரு கண்டெஸ்டேஷன் இருந்தது. அதனால இந்த AWBI வந்து நியூஸ்ல வந்தது. இப்பயுமே நியூஸ்ல இருக்கதான் செய்யுது. ஸோ அனிமல் வெல்ஃபேர் போர்ட் ஆஃப் இந்தியா இப்ப ஏன் நியூஸ்ல இருக்குன்னு நீங்க கேட்கலாம். ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், இப்ப வந்து ரெண்டு மூணு விஷயம் நடந்துட்டு இருக்கு. ரெண்டு மூணு விஷயம் நடந்துட்டு இருக்கு. ஒன்னு வந்து I will change the color to orange. So ஒன்னு வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு வந்து stray dog issue. Next is normal cow is which has been infertile or which is gone for slaughtering of cows. And there are number of issues which are coming for killing many animals. Like நம்ம வந்து இதுக்கு முன்னாடி வந்து புல் வந்து புல்ல வந்து vermina declare பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு சில கவர்மெண்ட் வந்து பேசுறத பத்தி பேசிருக்கோம். So all this are there in news wherein animal welfare board will come in picture. Because animal welfare வந்து ரொம்ப முக்கியம். சி, நீங்க கவ சாப்பிடுறீங்களோ இல்லையோ, அதாவது பீஃப் சாப்பிடுறீங்களோ இல்லையோ, இல்ல மட்டன் சாப்பிடுறீங்களோ இல்லையோ, இல்ல சிக்கன் சாப்பிடுறீங்களோ இல்லையோ, there are people who eats them. So their diet is with the chicken, with the fish, with the mutton, with the beef. So whatever animals they are killing for food, they should kill it without too much pain. That is the notion. Because we are a human, we should show some humanity towards the animals. Though our diet or food is having chicken, mutton, beef, we should not treat them so badly. We have to kill them only with less pain. There are, if you consider, there are lots of testing done in guinea pigs, in rats, in rabbits, even or cosmetics that you use. Especially the lady, even the gents are now using the cosmetics. They are being tested on rabbits or rats or guinea pigs or even pigs, everything. So like this, if they are testing it, these animals are violated of this animal rights. This you have to understand. They have an animal right. They want to live. They don't want to have pain. So all animals have an animal rights, and wherein this Animal Welfare Board of India has this ensures that there is something called as animal welfare, which is ensured for every species in the world. So about this Animal Welfare Board of India, it has been established in 1962 under Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1960. Friends, remember this act came in 1960, but this board was created in 1962. Remember, this can be a very important thing because நீங்க 1960 act வந்தது 1962 தான் இந்த போர்டு வந்ததுன்னு ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க. Sometimes they may confuse you in the question. It was started under the stewardship of late Srimati Rukmani Devi Arundel. She is a Bharatanatyam dancer as well. advising government of India on animal welfare laws. So what is the function of this board? It is to advise the government of India on animal welfare laws. It is the first of its kind to be established in by any government in the world. So animal welfare க்குன்னு ஒரு போர்டு கிரியேட் பண்ணது நம்ம இந்தியா தான். வேர்ல்டுலயே நம்ம இந்தியா தான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. Headquarters வந்து Balabgarh, which is in Faridabad in Haryana. And it is established for the purpose of preventing unnecessary pain or suffering to animals or for the production of animals and birds. Then comes the Central Zoo Authority. This was created under the Wildlife Production Act 1972. It regulates the functioning. Friends, remember, this is regulating the functioning of the zoos, but its role is more of a facilitator than a regulator. Regulation தான், but facilitator தான், regulatorலாம் இல்ல. ஓகே, ரொம்ப ரெகுலேட் பண்ணாது, பட் ஃபெசிலிட்டேட் பண்ணும். அதாவது ஜூல இருக்க அனிமல்ஸோ இதையும் ஒவ்வொரு தடவையும் வந்து சூப்பர்வைஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்க மாட்டாங்க. அவங்க வந்து ஜூவோட ஒரு ரன் அட்மினிஸ்ட்ரேஷனுக்கோ இல்ல வந்து வெல்ஃபேருக்கோ வந்து ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுவாங்க. Every zoo in the country is required to obtain recognition from this particular authority. So recognition. So Central Zoo Authority is the authority which provides recognition for the zoo, and it also provides de-recognition. So it will recognize if the zoo is working properly, and it also de-recognize if they are not working properly, if they are violating the animal rights, or if there is any administrative violence or funding, they are not properly spending on the fundings, they are corrupt like this. And members, the chairman is the environmental minister and has 10 members, and it has a member secretary. 2020 la enna nadandadna, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has reconstituted the Central Zoo Authority to include expert. So இதுக்கு முன்னாடி பாத்தீங்கன்னா இதுல வந்து வெறும் மினிஸ்டர்ஸும் பியூரோக்ராட்ஸும் தான் இருந்தாங்க. இப்போ வந்து 2020ல வந்து இதுல எக்ஸ்பர்ட்ஸ் ஃப்ரம் ஆர்கிடெக்சர், பிளானிங், மாலிகுலர் பயாலஜிஸ்ட் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு சயின்ஸ் ரிலேட்டட் எக்ஸ்பர்ட்ஸ் வந்து இதுல இன்க்ளூட் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க. ஹெட் குவார்டர்ஸ் இஸ் இன் நியூ டெல்லி. Next is the National Biodiversity Authority. Friends, this and the previous things, Central Zoo Authority, I have explained it in the class where I have told about forest legislation. Forest legislation படிக்கும்போது Wildlife Production Act நம்ம படிச்சோம். அதுல நான் Central Zoo Authorityயும் சொல்லிட்டேன். அடுத்து நம்ம National Biodiversity Authority நான் சொல்லிட்டேன். பட் இதுல நான் வந்து திருப்பி ரீகால் பண்ற மாதிரி தெரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. So NBA is established in 2003 under India's Biological Diversity Act. So India's Biological Diversity Act கீழ இது இருக்கு. Remember, that is under Wildlife Production Act. This is under BDA. After the India signed the Convention on Biological Diversity in 1992. So இது வந்து யுனைடெட் நேஷன்ஸ் ஓட கன்வென்ஷன். நம்ம இதையும் தனியா ஒரு கிளாஸ்ல பார்த்திருக்கோம், இதை நம்ம தனியா ஒரு கிளாஸ்ல பார்த்திருக்கோம். இப்ப இதை வந்து நான் இந்த கிளாஸ்ல ரீகால் பண்ணிடுறேன். இது 2003ல டெவலப் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. It is an autonomous statutory body. Friends, எல்லா பாடிஸும் autonomous-ஆ இருக்கணும்னு அவசியம் இல்ல. If they are mentioning it is autonomous, please do study that, because sometimes autonomous or non-autonomous அப்படின்னு கூட கேள்விகள்ல ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ல கொடுத்தும் போது நீங்க கரெக்டா எழுதணும். Why it is called a statutory body? Because it was created under an act. What is the role of it or a function of it? It performs facilitative, regulatory, advisory function for the government of India for what? Biodiversity. அதாவது அதுல நேம்ல இருக்கு biodiversity conservation, use, sustainable use and equitable sharing. So all these are concerning this NBA. Headquarters, remember this friends, it is in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. On behalf of government, NBA can take necessary measures to oppose the grant of IPR in any country outside India on any biological resources obtained from India. What do you mean by this? Friends, நான் இதை வந்து நான் இந்தியாஸ் பயாலஜிக்கல் டைவர்சிட்டி ஆக்ட் பேசும்போது நான் சொல்லிட்டேன். சிம்பிள். நான் வந்து இப்போ வந்து கன்சிடர் ஐ ஹாவ் அ பயோடைவர்சிட்டி. Say I have a turmeric. Indiaல வந்து turmeric வந்து ரொம்ப important. It is very having a medicinal values and many cooking. It's also used for cooking and it has medicinal value. இந்தியாவோட டர்மரிக்கோட மகத்துவமே வேற ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ். ஸோ டர்மரிக் இஸ் எஸ்பெஷலி இட் இஸ் அ பயாலஜிக்கல் ரிசோர்சஸ் ஃபார் இந்தியா. சே ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் இந்தியன் டர்மரிக்கோட சீடையோ இல்ல வந்து அதோட பிளான்ட்டையோ எடுத்துட்டு போய் யூஎஸ் வந்து பிளான் பண்ணிட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் தே ஆர் ஸ்டார்டட் கல்டிவேட்டிங் திஸ் டர்மரிக் and they start selling this turmeric, this NBA will come and say no, you cannot do this because turmeric is an intellectual property rights for India. So they will say this is the IPR of India and you cannot sell it and you cannot claim the same values that India has. So turmeric, இந்தியாவோட டர்மரிக்கு ஒரு வேல்யூ இருக்கும், அதே வேல்யூ வந்து யூஎஸ்ஏ வந்து கிளைம் பண்ண முடியாது. இதே மாதிரி தான் நம்ம பாஸ்மதி ரைஸ்க்குலாம் சொன்னோம். ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி நிறைய மெடிசினல் கிராப்ஸ், நார்மல் ஃபுட் கிராப்ஸ், இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய கிராப்ஸ் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா மிச்ச கண்ட்ரிஸ் வந்து நம்மளோட கிராப்ஸ் எடுத்துட்டு போய் அவங்க வந்து அதை கல்டிவேட் பண்ணி விற்க ஆரம்பிச்சிடுறாங்க. அதுக்கு நம்ம என்ன பண்ணணும்னா நம்மளோட இன்டெலெக்சுவல் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டின்னு இதை நம்ம வந்து இன்டர்நேஷனல் லெவல்ல வந்து நம்ம ரெக்கக்னிஷன் வாங்கிட்டோம்னா only India can sell it and NBA will come to prevent any other country to outside India on any biological resources obtained from India. So this is this is the role of NBA. Then comes the Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. It is established under the Wildlife Protection Act. It complements the efforts of the state government. So it will, along with the state government, it will also work under the central government. It comes under the Ministry of Environment and Forest, established in 2006. Friends, இந்த ஆக்ட் கீழே வந்தாலும் இதை வந்து 2006ல தான் எஸ்டாப்ளிஷ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. The Bureau has its headquarters in New Delhi and there are 5 regional centers: Delhi, Kolkata, Mumbai, Chennai, Jabalpur. Friends, Bureau அப்படினாலே நீங்க வந்து கொஞ்சம் தெரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க, it is an intelligence agency. இங்க இதுல வைல்ட் லைஃப்ல என்ன இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ் ஏஜென்சி பண்ணனா, they will find any crime, so any smuggling or illegal trading of wildlife, like we have seen red sanders. I have already told you pangolins illegal trade. Like this, if there is smuggling or illegal trading of wildlife, this Wildlife Crime Control Bureau will provide the intelligence and they will be helping in the investigation and everything. So that is about Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. This is the designated nodal agency for CITES. What is the CITE? Convention on International Trade on Endangered Species of Flora and Fauna. This is also to prevent the illegal trade. This is an international convention to prevent the illegal trade. So Wildlife Crime Control Bureau will be the Indian organization which will be associated with this CITES. Next is the National GANGA Council. Friends, this is very important. It is always coming in news recently. So please remember this is, there are different bodies. NGA, that is NGC, that is National Ganga Council, is also known as National Council for Rejuvenation, Protection and Management of River Ganga, was set up in 2016. Friends, remember, நீங்க மேம் 2016ல கிரியேட் பண்ணதோ 2006ல கிரியேட் பண்ண ஆர்கனைசேஷன்லாம் இப்ப ஏன் மேம் டீச் பண்றீங்க அப்படின்னு நீங்க கேள்வி கேட்கலாம். ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், ரீசெண்டா நியூஸ்ல படிக்கிறது மட்டுமே क्वेश्चनல கேக்குறது இல்ல. NGC வந்து 2016ல கிரியேட் பண்ணாலும் NGC is running till today. It will be running in future also. So there can be a question. இதெல்லாம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஸ்டாட்டிக்கா மாறிடுச்சு. ஸோ டைனமிக்னு சொன்னும் போது நம்ம வந்து ரீசெண்டா 2023லயும் 2022லயும் நியூஸ்ல இருக்கிறத படிக்கிறீங்க, ஓகே. பட் இந்த மாதிரி 2016 இல்ல 2022க்கு முன்னாடி என்ன நடந்தாலும் அது வந்து ஸ்டாட்டிக் போர்ஷனா மாறிடுச்சுன்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. ஆனா மேம் இதெல்லாம் நான் எப்படி அவ்வளவும் படிக்க முடியுமா அப்படின்னு இருக்கும்போது, ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், அது ஒண்ணும் இல்லை. இப்போ வந்து என்விரான்மெண்டல் ஆர்கனைசேஷன் நீங்க படிக்கும் போது இதெல்லாம் மொத்தமா நீங்க படிக்கும் போது அது 2013, 14, 15 do not worry, you will be studying as a whole. So whenever it is established, even if it is not in news, as a static portion, you will be learning all this thing under environmental organization, under environmental institution, under environmental convention. So remember all these things, friends. So this is a static portion only. Even if it is created in 2016, this has become a static portion. So we will learn this. The body is headed by the Prime Minister, and this has replaced the Ganga Basin Authority, which was earlier created. So National Mission for Clean Ganga was registered as a society on 12th August 2011. So here, friends, remember, National Mission for Clean Ganga is the mission. This is the program. Okay. Under this program, who will clean the Ganga? It is the National Ganga Council. So this is a body. This is a mission. So in the mission la solra vishayangala yaar implement panna pora, this body will do. So that is about this. And it acted as implementation. Okay. And this is coming under the provisions of the Environmental Production Act 1986. Friends, remember NGC is coming under Environmental Production Act. This mission is also coming under Environmental Production Act. So in order to protect the Ganga environment, we are having this council and we are having this mission. And there is something called as Empowered Task Force. This is also a body on River Ganga under the chairmanship of the Minister of Jal Shakti. It is not Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. It is Minister of Jal Shakti. Under this, there is something called as Empowered Task Force. They will be providing all the policy details to implement this mission of Clean Ganga, and they will implement it. So this is a force like a think tank. They will be providing the policy inputs or என்னென்ன measures எடுக்கணும்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. இதுதான் programmer, இது வந்து implementing body. Next comes the Wildlife Trust of India. Trust. So it is a NGO for nature conservation and committed to the service of nature. Recently there is a Gaj Yatra. Gaj means it's a elephant. This was led by the Wildlife Trust of India and International Fund for Animal Welfare. So Wildlife Trust of India is conducting various programs. One program is Gaj Yatra, which was in news. Next is Forest Survey of India. This is very important, friends. Forest Survey, இப்போ 2021 ல ஒரு forest survey நடந்தது. This forest survey usually happens once in 2 years. ஸோ இப்போ 2021ல நடந்ததுன்னா அடுத்து வந்து 2023ல தான் நடக்க போகுது. ஸோ இது வந்து நம்மளுக்கு வந்து 2021 படிச்சாலே போதும். இதுல வந்து ஃபாரஸ்ட் கவர் வந்து 24.16% சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. நம்மளோட ஆம்பிஷன் என்ன, 33% வந்து ஃபாரஸ்ட் கவரா மாத்தணும்ன்றது தான் நம்மளோட ஆம்பிஷன். So Forest Survey of India, it has established in 1981. Headquarters is Dehradun, Uttarakhand. It is preparing the state of forest report biennially, so 2 years once, providing an assessment of the latest forest cover in the country, monitoring changes in India. It is a government organization under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Then comes the Zoological Survey. Friends, Forest Survey is there. Zoological Survey is here. There is something called as Botanical Survey. So please be very sure. இதையும் நீங்க ஒரு டேபிள் போட்டு நீங்க ஃபேக்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் போட்டு வச்சு ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கலாம். So Zoological Survey of India is very old. It has been established in 1916 to promote survey exploration and research to enhance the knowledge about the flora and fauna. Friends, flora, fauna ரெண்டுமே தான். ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், ஜுவாலஜிக்கல் அப்படின்னும் போது நீங்க வந்து வெறும் ஃபானா மட்டும் பண்றாங்கன்னு நினைச்சுக்காங்க, ஃப்ளோராவும் பண்றாங்க. ஸோ ஃப்ளோரா மீன்ஸ் பிளான்ட் ஆர் ட்ரீஸ், ஃபானா மீன்ஸ் அனிமல்ஸ். ஸோ தே ஆர் கோயிங் வித் போத் ஃப்ளோரா அண்ட் ஃபானா. It is India's apex organization on the animal taxonomy. Taxonomy means naming. So they will identify what is the animal, what is the name of this animal, and if it is the same animal or it is a different species, and which species it is, and which order it is coming, which family it is coming, everything they will do. It is organized as a zoological section of the Indian Museum in Kolkata. There are 8 regional centers. Now there are 16. And headquarter is in Kolkata, friends. Zoological Survey, headquarter Kolkata. Forest Survey, Dehradun. It has been declared as a designated repository for the National Zoological Collection under the National Biodiversity Act. So இப்போ இந்த Zoological Survey of India comes under National Biodiversity Act. In the Zoological Survey of India will be having a repository. Repository means information in a list or like a library. So library மாதிரி எல்லா அனிமலோட நேம்ஸ், அதோட கிளாசிபிகேஷன், அதோட கேரக்டரிஸ்டிக்ஸ் எல்லாமே இந்த Zoological Survey of India கிட்ட இருக்கும். Next is Botanical Survey of India. It is an apex organization which is also coming under Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change to carry out floristic studies. Then there is important, this CPCB is very important, friends. CPCB was established in 1974 under Water Act. Remember, it was created under Water Act 1974, but it also has the power to enforce Air Act. So இப்போ வந்து CPCB எந்தெந்த ஆக்ட் எல்லாம் வந்து என்ஃபோர்ஸ் பண்ண போறாங்க, both Water Act and Air Act, and also it is CPCB will look after water pollution and air pollution, and also under Air Act there is something called as noise pollution. So CPCB will regulate all the institution to prevent water pollution, air pollution and noise pollution. This you have to remember. It serves as a field formation and also provides technical services to Ministry of Environment, Forest under EPA Act. Remember, it was created under water, but it also works under EPA. It coordinates the activities of the State Pollution Control Board. There is also a board at the state level. So இவங்களும் சேர்ந்து நிறைய இடத்துல coordinate பண்ணுவாங்க. There is something called as National Board for Wildlife. It is NBWL, okay, not NWL. So National Board for Wildlife. It is a statutory body under Wildlife Protection Act. Chairman is Prime Minister. Remember, friends, Chairman is Prime Minister. Vice Chairman is Environment Minister. And the composition is 47 members, including the 19 ex-officio members, 3 MP, 5 NGOs, 10 experts. So NGOs இருக்காங்க, experts இருக்காங்க, அப்புறம் ministers இருக்காங்க. So NBWL or National Board of Wildlife is a multidisciplinary body. No alteration of boundaries in national parks and wildlife sanctuaries can be done without the approval of NBWL. That is, NBWL should be providing approval for any alternation of boundaries. So national park or wildlife sanctuary oda boundary நீங்க alter பண்ணா இதோட advice கேட்டு தான் முடியும். அது யார் கீழ இருக்கு? Prime Minister கீழ தான். National Tiger Conservation Authority, it is a statutory body under which act? Under Wildlife Protection Act, and this was created in 2006. It will address the administrative as well as ecological concerns for conserving tigers. It will strengthen the institutional mechanism for protection of ecologically sensitive area, that is ecologically sensitive areas and endangered species. It is enforcing guidelines of tiger conservation and monitoring compliance. So in the National Tiger Conservation Authority will control the institutions which are handling the tiger. It will also regulate all the works in the tiger reserves or wildlife sanctuaries or national parks. CAMPA, another very important, it was always in news in the recent times. So CAMPA is Compensatory Afforestation Fund. So இது ஒரு fund, இதை manage பண்றதோட authority தான் இந்த CAMPA. So what is this fund? Compensatory Afforestation Fund. See, for example, if the government is giving a contract to a private people, say to construct road, then this private people who are constructing road, if they are destructing any number of trees, if they are cutting one tree, they have to plant 2 or some calculation they will be having. So that many trees they have to cultivate. Or if they are working in a forest, so forestல வந்து ஏதாச்சும் ஒரு மைனிங்காகவோ இல்லனா ஏதாச்சும் ஒரு விஷயத்துக்காகவோ forestல வந்து ஈவன் forestல ரோடு கூட போடலாம்ல. அப்போ வந்து ரோட் போடும்போது ஏதாச்சும் ஒரு பிளான்ட்டையோ அவங்க வந்து கட் பண்ணாங்கன்னா they have to provide this compensatory afforestation fund. இந்த ஃபண்டை வந்து அந்த private people have to give. Using this fund, they will rejuvenate this forest or they will afforest in this forest or in the some other place also. So that is about this afforestation fund and this authority. So this was created by Ministry of Environment Forest. This is a separate bill, friends. CAMPA bill na irukku. Okay, has established a permanent National Compensatory Afforestation Fund under the Public Accounts of India. It also allows state to establish state fund. So சென்ட்ரலுக்கு ஒரு ஃபண்ட் இருக்கு, ஸ்டேட்டுக்கு ஒரு ஃபண்ட் இருக்கு. இது ரெண்டும் இந்த ஸ்டேட் சென்ட்ரல் ஃபண்ட் வந்து பப்ளிக் அக்கவுண்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் இந்தியாக்கு கீழே வருது. There is something called as national fund that will be under the central government, and this is managed by this particular authority. Central government will be appointing the state CAMPA. So state layum there is an authority that will be responsible for the management of the state compensatory afforestation fund. Then there is something called as Wildlife Institute of India. Institute, if institute there is a name coming, you must remember there is something called as R&D which is associated with this. So institute in vandale there is research and development. They will be involved in research and development. So WII is an autonomous institution under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. It is based in Chandrabani in Dehradun. So this is also there in Dehradun. It conducts specialized research in areas of study like endangered species. So they will study why this endangered, why the species is becoming endangered, what is the fodder for them, what is the food for them, and is there any diseases for them. If you consider there is Gir forest, Gir forest la enna irukum, Gir forest which is what it is famous for, it is famous for this lion. Now you remember friends, lion is being confined only to Gir forest, which I've told you in the previous class. So lion is only in the Gir forest, and if there is an outbreak of any disease, outbreak of any disease, and if it is affecting the lion, if one lion gets affected, remember, just imagine that every lion will get affected. Why? இப்ப பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்க வீட்லயே பாத்தீங்கன்னா if I'm getting or my daughter is getting infection or some fever, if she is getting fever, I will get the fever, my husband will get fever. So like this, whomever is in the house, they'll be getting fever. So like this, the fever will be getting spread easily. So lion which is there only in this Gir forest, if there is any disaster or disease, that will be affecting this particular lion population. So they are worried. They always wanted to relocate this lion somewhere else also, because it is very important. Next comes the Genetic Engineering Approval Committee. Friends, இதுவும் நிறைய தடவை நியூஸ்ல இருந்திருக்கு. ரீசெண்டா வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா GM மஸ்டர்டுக்கு வந்து அப்ரூவலுக்கு வந்து இது நியூஸ்ல இருந்தது. So GEAC, that is Genetic Engineering Approval Committee, it's an apex body under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change for regulating manufacturing, use, import, export and storage of hazardous microorganisms or GMOs. Friends, GMOs வந்து இந்த hazardous ஓட இருக்கிறதுனால GMOs எல்லாம் hazardous-னு அர்த்தம் இல்ல. Friends, there is some misconception about GMOs, but there are some justifiable concerns about GMO also. என்ன மேம் சொல்றீங்க அப்படின்னா, see misconception-ஆ இத பத்தி தப்பான அபிப்பிராயம் சிலது இருக்கு. ஆனா வந்து சில பயமும் இருக்கிறது, நியாயமான பயமும் இருக்கு. ஓகே, அதுதான் நான் இப்ப சொல்றேன். மிஸ்கன்செப்ஷன், ஜஸ்டிஃபைபிள் கன்சர்ன், அதாவது நியாயமான கவலைகள், அதாவது கன்சர்ன்ஸ் வந்து இருக்கதான் செய்யுது. சில தப்பான அபிப்பிராயமும் இருக்கு. ஸோ ஜிஎம்ஓஸ் வந்து, அதாவது இப்போதைக்கு வந்து நம்மளுக்கு வந்து ஜிஎம்ஓஸ் வந்து பிடி காட்டன்ல இருக்கு, அடுத்து வந்து பிடி பிரிஞ்சால் வந்தது, அதுக்கப்புறம் ஜிஎம் மஸ்டர்ட் வந்தது. எல்லாத்தையும் வந்து நம்ம வந்து GEAC, that is Genetic Engineering Approval Committee, though it approved GM mustard and brinjal, it was not coming in field. அதாவது it was not Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climate Change stayed this particular thing. So this was not coming in the market. So marketல வந்து இதை பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணல. GEAC வந்து இது வந்து சயின்டிபிக்கலா ஓகே, இட் இஸ் ரைட் அப்படின்னு அப்ரூவ் பண்ணாலும் நம்ம வந்து எல்லாரும் வந்து ரெசிஸ்ட் பண்ணதுனால, ப்ரொடெஸ்ட் பண்ணதுனால இந்த ஜிஎம் மஸ்டர்டையும் பிரிஞ்சாலையும் வந்து இது மார்க்கெட்டுக்கு கொண்டு வரல. சோ அதனால ஏன் அப்படின்னா பிடி காட்டன்ல ஒரு பெரிய பிரச்சனை நடந்தது. இது மான்சான்டோ அப்படின்ற ஒரு கம்பெனியால கொடுக்கிற ஒரு சீடு. ஸோ மான்சான்டோ கம்பெனி, so which is a foreign company, has issued this BT cotton. So this BT cotton has a resistant to certain pest. So certain pest called Bacillus thuringiensis. So in the pest against this seed can be there. So if you cultivate normal cotton and if you are cultivating BT cotton, if normal cotton, it will be attacked by the pest, but BT cotton will not be attacked by pest. So this is an advantage. So farmers cultivating this BT cotton was having huge yield. There is no risk. They're happy. They got money back. They're able to generate money, and the yield was also good. But later what happened? Monsanto had many wrong intentions. One is this terminator gene. What is this terminator gene? If the BT cotton, what is the problem in BT cotton is, see, if you are cultivating cotton, you will be supplying cotton to the market. So marketல வந்து போய் காட்டனை வந்து நம்ம சப்ளை பண்ணுவோம். கொஞ்சம் காட்டனை வந்து நம்ம சீடா வச்சுக்குவோமா? There is some seed that you will retain. So விதை நெல் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க தமிழ்ல, விதை நெல் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு சில காட்டனை வந்து அவங்க வந்து அடுத்த கல்டிவேஷனுக்காக வச்சிருப்பாங்க. அப்படி இது வந்து இந்த காட்டன், நார்மல் காட்டன், ட்ரெடிஷனல் காட்டனை வந்து நீங்க வச்சுக்கலாம். பட் பிடி காட்டன்ல வந்து சீடு வந்து நீங்க அதே காட்டனை வந்து சீடா யூஸ் பண்ண முடியாது. அதுக்கு பேரு தான் டெர்மினேட்டர் ஜீன். இப்போ நீங்க காட்டனை விளைவிக்கிறீங்க, அதாவது பிடி காட்டனை வந்து யூ ஆர் கல்டிவேட்டிங் இட். ஃபார் த நெக்ஸ்ட் கல்டிவேஷன் யூ ஷுட் பை நியூ சீட் from the market only. You cannot use some of the cotton for the next cultivation. This is one problem. Because so farmers should always depend on Monsanto to buy this particular BT cotton seeds. And what happened is they're very shrewd. I would call them, they are very shrewd that Monsanto, what they did is they're having this terminator gene one. So the farmer became dependent on the Monsanto to buy this BT cotton for the next cultivation. And what happened is, in the same field, if you are cultivating normal traditional cotton, then you will be cultivating that, you will be using it as for this next cultivation also. But if you are using this BT cotton, what happens is, you will, if you are not getting the BT cotton seed for the next cultivation, and if you are considering it is too high in price, so if you are considering this is high in price, and if you wanted to cultivate using normal cotton seed, அதாவது ட்ரெடிஷனல் காட்டன் சீடை நெக்ஸ்ட் டைம் யூஸ் பண்ணணும்னு நினைச்சீங்கன்னா அந்த ஃபீல்டுல அது வரவே வராது. So this is a big problem that farmers faced. So farmers buying this BT cotton were able to survive for 2 or 3 rounds. For the next round and all, if the BT cotton seed ஓட price வந்து ரைஸ் ஆகும்போது அவங்களால இந்த நார்மல் காட்டன் சீடை வந்து அதே லேண்ட்ல யூஸ் பண்ண முடியாது. அந்த லேண்ட் வந்து டோட்டலா பிடி காட்டனுக்கு டிபெண்ட் ஆயிடும். So farmer becoming dependent on the BT cotton seed, and the land also become dependent on the BT cotton only. So this is the shrewdness of this foreign company, and this caused lots of farmer suicide. And there is lots of protest against this BT seeds. And so there are lots of protest and wrong perceptions about genetically modified crops as such. because of this thing. But you remember, friends, this you have to remember, many plants or many food items that you're buying from outside. Say, for example, I'm buying some lace, or I'm not telling lace company is using genetically modified crops. It may have. So I don't know. That is the problem. Okay, so if even if it is lace, or even in any foreign companies or foreign products, if you're using, you will never know whether they are using genetically modified crops or not. But people in India, they are against genetically modified crops, but without knowing that the foreign products also have genetically modified crops. This is the dilemma. This is the problem. The people who are resisting the genetically modified crops in India, or without knowledge, they are consuming the genetically modified crops from the other countries without knowing it. So only India is telling genetically modified crops is not very dangerous. Monsanto company has been having a bad impression, but this genetically modified crops as such is not a problem. Remember this, friends. If you consider GM mustard, this was developed by an institute in Delhi. So this is an indigenous genetically modified crops only, and it's very safe, they say. But we should still find out how safe it is, and if there is any wrong intention with this GM mustard or wrong side effects. So there should be a rigorous testing that should be done, and also there should be a proper knowledge given to the farmers about its usage and everything. Then only they'll be trusting this particular GM mustard. So that is the problem that was the news. So genetic engineering approval committee comes under Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. This is regulating the manufacturing, use, import, export and storage of this GMOs and hazardous microorganisms. It is also responsible for giving technical approval for any genetically modified organisms, but the environment ministry will be giving the final approval. So in case of GM mustard, there was a technical approval given by this GEAC, but minister did not approve it because there was many protest in the public, okay, by the public. Then Society of Integrated Coastal Management. So this is a society. ஃப்ரெண்ட், இதுக்கு முன்னாடி வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா நேஷனல் மிஷன் ஃபார் கிளீன் கங்கா, இது ஒரு சொசைட்டின்னு பார்த்தோம். திஸ் இஸ் ஆல்சோ அ சொசைட்டி. திஸ் இஸ் ஃபார் த கோஸ்டல் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட். ஸோ திஸ் சொசைட்டி will be looking after the Ganga river basin. Here this society will look after the coastal areas. This was established under the Ministry of Environment. The governing body is presided by the Minister of Environment. It's governing council. So governing body is having minister as the chairman, that is Minister of Environment as the chairman. The governing council is headed by the secretary to the Ministry of Environment. And SICOM is a registered society under the Societies Registration Act and Act 1860. See, ma'am, society na enna kekla, friends. Do you remember cooperative societies? So similar to that, this SICOM is also a society. So they have a member, they'll be getting some fund, they will be executing, they'll be having some vision and mission statement. That's all. So that is about the society. Okay. There is something called society. There is something called as trust. There is something called as charity organization. And there are lots of different types of societies or different types of institutions which you have to know. Okay. So here this is SICOM is a society. This will support the implementation of the integrated coastal zone management activities in India. This will also promote R&D and stakeholders participation in management of coastal areas. So coastal areas oda fishermen anga irukravanga ellariyum vandu idoda production ka coastal area oda production kaga idu use பண்ணுவாங்க. Coastal area la enna பிரச்சனை இருக்கும், tsunami இருக்கும், cyclone இருக்கும். So all these are the biggest issues are there. And now there is a lots of problem of salinization, sea erosion or coastal erosion, because you know that there is sea level is rising. sea level is rising as per the IPCC report. So sea level, when it is rising, say this is the land, this is the sea. So when sea level is rising, the normal groundwater which is here will become saline. And also this particular coastal area will get eroded. So this is the problem. So sea level is rising, so the sea will get into the groundwater, and it will groundwater will turn saline, and also the coastal area is getting eroded. So this is about this, and this society will also check the violations of CRZ, that is Coastal Regulation Zone, through improved technology enable enforcement, strengthened institutions, and regulatory and legal reform. Friends, this I have already taught you in a separate class. So Coastal Regulation Zone 1, 2, 3, 4ன்னு 4 ரெகுலேஷன் ஜோன்ஸ் இருக்கு. இதுல 3ல வந்து ஏபின்னு கூட இருக்கு. ஸோ இது என்னெல்லாம் நம்ம படிச்சுட்டோம். இத இந்த சிஆர்எஸ் செட்ல ஏதாச்சும் வயலேஷன் பண்ணாங்கன்னா அதையும் இந்த சொசைட்டி பார்த்துக்கும். And it is also a national project management unit for India in the strategic planning, management, execution, monitoring, and successful implementation of integrated coastal zone management plan phase 1. So there is a coastal management plan. This will be an implementing authority for that. And this will also be embarked upon the pilot project Blue Flag Beach program, first time in India, identifying one beach each in all 13 coastal states. Friends, Blue Flag certification ஒன்னு இருக்கு. அதை நான் நெக்ஸ்ட் ஸ்லைட்ல சொல்றேன். வேர்ல்டுலே கிளீன் பீச்சஸ், ஓகே, வேர்ல்டுலே கிளீன் பீச்சஸ்க்கு இந்த சர்டிபிகேஷன் கொடுப்பாங்க. இந்த சர்டிபிகேஷன் மாதிரியே இந்தியால ஒரு சர்டிபிகேஷன் இருக்கு. அதுதான் இது, இந்த ப்ளூ ஃபிளாக் பீச் ப்ரோக்ராம்னு. இந்த ப்ளூ ஃபிளாக் பீச் ப்ரோக்ராம் இந்தியால இருக்கு. திஸ் பீச் ப்ரோக்ராம் ஹெல்ப் இன் கிளீனிங் த பீச்சஸ் or keeping the beaches clean. This is done under the CCOM. They have recognized one beach in each 13 coastal states, and they will clean it and they will maintain it to get this certification. This is an international certification. So இந்தியால இதே மாதிரி ஒரு ப்ரோக்ராம் பண்ணி பீச்சஸ் எல்லாம் கிளீன் பண்ணி இந்த இன்டர்நேஷனல் சர்டிபிகேஷன் வாங்குறதுக்காக this CCOM will work. Okay. Then what is this blue flag certification? This is recently there was 2 beaches who got this blue flag certification. Both are in Lakshadweep. One is Minikoi Tundi Beach and Kadmat Beach. This is an internationally recognized eco label that is accorded based on 33 criteria. Importantly, environment, education, information, bathing water quality, environmental management, conservation and safety services. இதெல்லாம் வந்து இந்த beaches வந்து follow பண்ணுச்சுன்னா then they will get this blue flag certification. Okay, blue flag beaches consider the cleanest beaches of the world, and it will promote eco-tourism. Friends, recently I think Hinduoda magazine I found one word, sleep tourism. There are a number of different types of tourism: pilgrimage tourism, medical tourism, eco-tourism, sustainable tourism, or mountain tourism, like this, trekking tourism. There are a number of words for tourism. What is this eco-tourism? Eco-tourism is you will not affect the environment, or you will create less disturbance in the environment. So say for example, I'm going to Himalayas. If this Himalayan tourism is called as eco-tourism, then I will not affect the environment at all. I will be living in a normal hut. Okay, I will not be living in resorts. So this will be eco-friendly. So that is called as eco-tourism. So this blue flag beaches will be promoting eco-tourism. And this is accorded by the United Nations Environment Program, United Nations World Tourism Organization, Denmark-based NGO, and International Union Conservation of Nature. So these 4 organizations together give this blue flag certification. And also India also has this similar program, that is BEAMS, Beach Environment and Aesthetic Management Services. See, friends, I have given all the beaches which got the blue flag certification in the recent past. The one we learnt is Minikoi Tundi Beach and Kadamat Beach. See this Kappad Beach, Kovalam Beach, Aden Beach, Radnahar Beach, Padubiri Beach and Kasaragod Beach, Gogla Beach, Shivrajpur Beach, Golden Beach, Rushikonda Beach. Friends, remember two things you have to know in this. One, you should know the name of the beaches because it got blue flag certification. And another is know which state it is in. Because if the question is like match the following, giving the name of the beach and they will give the state name. If this is so, you should be correct knowing all the beaches names as well as the particular state name. So question is possible like this. And another way the question can be asked is Kadamat Beach is in which of the following state? Kadmat Beach, which is which of the following states? Or they can ask you in statement wise. Kadmat Beach got the recent blue flag certification, and Rushikonda Beach is to be got to be or scheduled to get this blue flag certification. Like this, they might be asking in statement wise. So Rushikonda already got the blue flag certification. So like this, there can be different form in which the questions can be asked. You should be prepared for everything. இதுக்கு தான் வந்து ப்ரீவியஸ் இயர் கொஸ்டினை பார்க்கணும்னு சொல்றது. அப்பதான் உங்களுக்கு வந்து இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ப்ளூ ஃபிளாக் சர்டிபிகேஷன்ல என்ன மாதிரி கேள்வி கேட்கறாங்கன்னு உங்களுக்கு தெரியும். இப்போ ராம்சர் வெட்லேண்ட் எல்லாம் கேட்கறாங்கன்னா இந்த மாதிரி தான் எதர் மேட்ச் த ஃபாலோயிங்கா கேட்கலாம், இல்லைன்னா ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் வைஸ் கேட்கலாம், எப்படி வேணாலும் அவங்க கேட்கலாம். Then comes the Central Water Commission. It's a technical organization coming under the Ministry of Jal Shakti. This responsibility is to initiate, coordinate, and further the consultation of the state government on the control, conservation, and utilization of water resources. So this is for all the water resources, whether it is lake, pond, rivers, everything. So Central Water Commission is for all the water resources. Even they are very important for the dams. The chairman is the ex officio secretary of the Government of India. So secretary is the chairman here. It is not any minister, it is the secretary. That is a bureaucrat. Okay. Then Central Groundwater Authority. So for groundwater, there is a separate authority. This is under Environmental Production Act 1986. Then there is something called as board. This is a board. Remember, that is authority. This is a board. This is a subordinate office of the Ministry of Water Resources, Government of India. It is a national apex agency entrusted with the responsibility of providing scientific inputs for management, exploration, monitoring, assessment, augmentation, and regulation of groundwater resources. So they are a research organization, simply. They will be providing scientific inputs, and they are a subordinate office under the Ministry of Water Resources. And it's a multidisciplinary because it has lots of experts. See, under different field, they have experts. And they're having research and they're providing inputs. Thank you, friends. Hope this class is useful for you. Please remember, you can make a table out of it and you can use the table, name, and important information in short notes. That's all. That will help you in remember, recall, and memorize all this particular environmental organization. Hope I have done some justice to this environment class. And with this particular class, I'm winding up this particular environment as a subject. I would recommend, if you have not watched any of the previous videos, please watch it, but watch it only once. Take notes, revise it, attempt many question papers, and revise it again. That's all. That is the only strategy that I have. Friends, some people have asked my strategy. This is the strategy that I have followed for every subject. Study once, take notes, revise this notes multiple times, take the question papers, solve it related to this subject. So I think you have to go by section wise test, then go for full length test. And time management is very important, friends. So You should not take too much time to think on one answer. ஒரு ஆன்சர் வந்து போடணுமா போடக்கூடாதான்னு டக்குன்னு டிசைட் பண்ணணும். இது நம்மளுக்கு தெரியும், ஓகே அட்டம் பண்ண, தெரியல விடுங்க, நெக்ஸ்ட் டைம் வந்து நெக்ஸ்ட் ரீடிங்ல பாத்துக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு முடிவு எடுக்கணும். ஸோ வித் தட் நோட், I will be meeting you all for the science and technology current affairs classes. And if you have any other doubts and comments, please share it in the feedback. Share your feedback in the comment box. Thank you.